welcome back to Shrimpy Dance Studios. This is Mike, and today we're unboxing Mission Drive. This is part of the solo game of the month series by Gabe Barrett, and you can find this series up on GameFound. Like every month, Gabe will he'll showcase a new solo game. So if you like solo games as much as I do, you may want to check that out. And here's the front of the box, and as we can tell from the artwork here, we're definitely getting some old school vibes. This is actually taking me back to 1983, where a certain game was released by Bally Midway. That game, of course, is Spy Hunter, and that was designed by George Gomez, who did Tron, and then, of course, later on did discs of Tron. And unfortunately, when the whole arcade scene kind of crashed, he went over and started doing pinball machines. But the idea of Spy Hunter was to get it released under the James Bond franchise. But they kind of denied that, or something fell through, so they weren't able to put the James Bond label on it. So they went ahead, they rebranded it as Spy Hunter, and the rest is history because this guy ate a boatload of my quarters. The other cool thing about Spy Hunter is it had one of the most iconic soundtracks. It was done by Henry Mancini, and it was called Peter Gunn. So you take this soundtrack and you put it on the 1980s soundboard, and you pump that through there, and it sounds fantastic. I'd love to add that to this video, but I guarantee YouTube would slap me with a copyright infringement. It is copyrighted, but if I can find it, I'll link it in the description below, and definitely take a listen to it because it's just amazing. Anyway, let's get back to this. I'm sorry I kind of nerded out there for a minute. Some of you guys know I really enjoy restoring old consoles from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I enjoy that kind of theme very much. So this kind of fits in. It kind of reminds me of Spy Hunter, but in the board game form. And you'll see that as we go along here. But anyway, there is one other thing I want to mention. In the comment section, there's some people that saying they got some missing components in with their game here. And as you've seen, I just unwrapped it. So we'll take a look to see if we're missing anything. And if I am, or if you guys ever miss anything or have any problems with your solo game of the month games, let Gabe Barrett know. He will make it right. I've had a couple different issues come up, and he made it right away. So don't be afraid to get a hold of him. He will make it right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and turn the box over here and take a look at the back. All right, guys, here's a look at the back of the box. Fantastic artwork again, keeping up with that kind of Spy Hunter theme going on. It says here, race through crowded streets as an elite spy, taking down enemy agents without crashing, harming civilians, or running out of time. Gain upgrades, face the final boss, and escape in style. So let's go ahead, we'll turn this guy over, and we'll open it up and see what's inside. All right, guys, so the first thing we notice right off the bat is the rule book here. And we'll go over this in a little more detail, maybe kind of a brief overview maybe of the rule book here in a little bit. For now, let's go ahead and we'll flip through it, and oh yeah, look at these colors, man. That's cool. And this rule book has about 24 pages. Next up, we have a punch board. Oh yeah, punch boards. That's got some heft to it. Okay, that's the road board, and these are the tokens. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, look at that artwork. That is so cool. We'll get these punched out, and we'll take a look at that here in a minute. And then, oh yeah, look at these cards. I'm very excited to get this one on the table as well. I mean, that's just awesome. So, we also got another smaller deck of cards in here. Got some baggies in here to help us keep things organized. And we have our damage cube. So that is everything that comes in the box. Next up, we'll go ahead and we'll take a brief overview of the rule book, and then we'll go over the components. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the rule book. We have a components section here, so everything that's inside the game box. We have an introduction, a game overview, winning and losing. You win the game if you complete all the missions and defeat the boss at the end. And there are two ways to lose the game. The first way is if you run out of movement cards in your deck and on the dashboard. I'm guessing this kind of signifies that you ran out of gas, so you're kind of a sitting duck out there in the middle of the road. And the second way to lose the game is if you reach the last space of the damage track. I guess that pretty much means that your spy car has been toasted. Then we have a setup. We have a difficulty level you can choose from. Playing the game, playing your turn, how the rear view mirrors work, ramming vehicles, trucks, and how they work when they're out on the road. The charge tokens and how to pick those up as you're going along. You can also buy these between missions using your reward points. And then running into the road edges. We have firing your weapon, the braking technique, ending a turn. If you draw a civilian card, how those work. Enemy cards, ending missions. That's talking about the reward points, as I kind of touched on earlier. It also goes by your difficulty here. And you can spend those reward points by repairing your vehicle or purchasing an upgrade or more of those charge tokens. You'll need those charge tokens to activate some of these upgrades. And then it talks about the upgrade cards, the boss mission, how to set up the boss mission. Goes over the boss turns during the boss phase. And your turn during the boss phase. Of course, defeating the boss, and then finally there's a short game variant. So I think that will do it real quick for going over the rule book really quickly. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the components. So sit back, relax. I will pump up the Spy Agent Action soundtrack by PTix, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. guys, I think that will do it. We'll wrap up our unboxing of Mission Drive. And thank you again for watching, and thank you for putting up with my technical difficulties during this video. I learned a few things, so hopefully going forward they'll get a little bit better. And as always, guys, if you can, please donate or volunteer to your local animal rescue groups or shelter. And to find a rescue group or shelter near you, please check out my link in the description below. And again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.